All right, well, we're at our storage yard here where we keep our trailer, and we left the boat on the trailer when we got back from the Keys. Now I've got Ben and Ellie. We're gonna go put it in and maybe do a little dock fishing or something, but it's just been blowing like crazy. I didn't feel like putting it in until things calmed down a little bit, but now they're talking they're gonna close the boat ramps here on the west coast of Florida, which wouldn't be too good. I still need to go out and get groceries and catch some fish, fill up freezers. So anyway, you gonna get out and guide me in? All right. Well, we get the boat back in the water. I just talked to one of the Coast Guard guys, because the Coast Guard, we're on, this is Anna Marie Island, and that's Longboat Key Bridge there. The Coast Guard office is right there, and they're patrolling, making sure that people aren't going to the beach because all the beaches are closed. And I asked them, are we okay to go fishing if we have our boat up on a lift? He said, yeah, but if you didn't, you wouldn't be able to put in as of tomorrow. So that's kind of scary, man. You got people that aren't fortunate to have houses on a canal or something like that, or don't have their boat on a slip somewhere. Like we wouldn't be able to if my father-in-law, Jamie's dad, didn't have the place here in Bradenton. So it kind of stinks. You got people make their living that way. They said actually that the captains, they were going to be okay with that, but they won't allow the captains to pick up their customers for charters here. You have to pick them up somewhere else. Things are getting crazy.
45 minutes to get 52 something.
I'm in trouble. All I gotta say is if any young boys out there get any ideas, you're gonna have to go through me first. And if you get through me, I know people. Just saying. You'll protect her, won't you? But look at this blue crab. This is how big we grow them like in Massachusetts as a kid when I used to catch blue crabs all the time. Look at the size of this sucker.
We have a little one.
There he is, right here. Now when I was a kid, we used to catch these all the time. I can remember trying to put them in a 5-gallon bucket and having to turn them sideways. You do not want to get bit by one of these guys. I'll never forget, I saw National Geographic growing up as a kid, and the cover of the National Geographic was some young man that had one of these suckers latched onto his finger. And I thought to myself, I know how he feels, because I have been bitten by a bunch of them. But there are ways to hold them so you don't get bit. It's just getting them out of the net and not losing them that's the trick. See, the male, you can tell it's a male because it's got the small apron. If it was a female, it would have a big round apron here, and that's where they carry their eggs. Right now, he's too preoccupied breaking our net. I'm gonna grab him by this claw. All right.
Don't we have the lobster net?
Ellie, try to get that off his claw right here. Right here. Up over this point. There you go. Yeah, just yank it. That's a good one. Blue crab. See how they suck the water into their gills? They're on the right and left side of their mouths. Grab them, Al. Alright, shake all that slop out of there. So this is a spider crab. They don't have the power that the blue crabs do. Actually, this guy's a soft shell, which means he's just lost his shell and he's growing a new one. It's super soft. So he won't get hard for a while yet. Very vulnerable at this stage. Rather than try to keep them alive, Ellie, Ben, why don't you open up this cooler? That's got it's cold. I've got a bag of bait in there that's frozen. We might just save him, freeze him till we get more. Now when that cools him down, slow right down, and that way he doesn't die. If he dies before you get him cold, it doesn't taste as well. Alright, look what Ben just caught. Now I bet it's a female because you see how the tips of its claws are red?
Yeah.
Let's check the apron. Can you bring it down so I don't get bit or pinched? I always say bit. Sometimes if you just grab them by the swimmerettes back here.
It's a girl. This is the most crabs I've seen.
She's got my hand.
Ow. This is the most crabs I've seen in a long time here.
All right, so you see the red? That's usually an indication it's a female, and then their apron.
Usually on the bigger crabs, it's round, like round right there.
Yeah, it just depends.
Yeah, I think it's on the bigger crabs too. Can I hold him?
You see what's weird is I think the ones up north are much crazier because I think it's so much colder, the water. You know, on the bay side, it would get 60s and stuff like that, but on the ocean side and the Cape, where I grew up, the water stays like 50s, low 60s in the summer, you know, and they're a lot more active. And I've noticed that a lot of the fish and stuff, when you catch them, they don't last as long down here. the water's cold, they seem to be more tolerant stress-wise, and they revive when you put them back in the water pretty quick. But down here, when the water temperatures are high, it's hard on them. They don't revive as quickly. All right, well, this guy, we're not gonna obviously eat that little guy, plus it's a female. When I was a kid, I used to push on their eyeballs and boop, boop all the time. Oh, oh, did that scare you?
Yes. Okay, don't be mean.
Money, 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 money.
Oh,
right.
he almost pinched me.
You get bit by one of these, and let me tell you what, you'll know it. And you'll know it for days to come. I've had them when they actually cracked through my fingernail.
Oh, I was at the pier one time, and it pinched. I was holding on to one of them. It was like a lady crab or something.
There he goes. There she goes.
And it pinched me, like I grabbed it under it, like, and it got underneath my nail.
Lady crabs have a little more of a hook on the end of their claws.
Yeah.
They're very similar and everything. They're just different colors.
I held it how you taught me to hold it. Like, you know how like they won't be able to pinch you
By the swimmerettes.
if you hold them like behind like the shell and you hold.
Well,
them like
that's some
this.
crabs. Blue crabs and those kind of crabs, the sand crabs and things, you need to grab them by the swimmerettes or get them by both claws. Then you're safe.
And then he pinched me underneath my nail.
Did you
then
cry?
I know. I
Like
just,
your
I
brother
just
Brandon
ran,
and your brother Benjamin always do?
I just ran up to
By
the
a stone
pier.
crab, that was fine.
Oh, remember?
Whatever.
Remember when you put that just the.
This could go on for days, so.
Remember when he just put the claw on Brandon's butt at the pier? Like he was leaning over trying to net a fish and you put it on his butt.
I would never do that. I
Yes, you
guarantee you
would.
she's thinking about somebody else.
No, I'm not.
That could have caused pain and agony, though. I wouldn't do that to him. Okay, look what Ben just caught. Now this is what we were talking about. The female versus the male. And we'll show you here. Good catch, Ben. It's funny, we were trying to catch another one. A lady crab. Those little fins inside there, those are all eggs, and you can see how the fins inside, I guess you call them fins, but they hold all those in there. So that's why we don't catch female or keep females. Look at that.
Almost like a lobster.
That is what's usually tucked up under there. Lipstick. All right, go make a bunch of babies.
Yeah, we can eat them when they grow up.
Well, guys, that does it for this video. We love you. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.